Hey there, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're probably into cryptids and monsters. Well, if you have a creative spark, you can always join us in our first ever Supernatural Selection zine project. For 2024, we are doing cryptid encounters, where you can draw or write a encounter with a cryptid of your choice, and we'll put it in the zine. The current submission window is from early January to late June. If you're interested in finding out more, you can always go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/zines. That is ZINES. Now back to the show.
You know, the saddest thing I've seen recently is that picture of Clint Eastwood today, and partly because he looks like he's about to fall apart, and partly because he's still alive.
Yeah, no. It's a sad existence.
Yep, it's a sad existence talking to empty chairs. Hello, and welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin, and with me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you?
I am, let's say I am okay, I guess. I don't know.
Hey,
I was trying to think of something witty, and nothing came to me.
Turgid.
Yes.
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Never turgid.
Not right now. Not
Okay.
Geez, not when I'm talking to you. Jeez.
Okay, good. Good. Fucking good. And we got Mr. David Davis. David, how are you this week?
Who am I this week? I'm a survivor, not gonna give up. No, because we had like a 30-minute conversation before hitting the record button, so we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did. We talked about a lot. And of course, I'm doing okay.
Well, and I happy Mad Max release weekend.
Oh yeah,
Furiosa's out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the distraction hole. But me and Mike want to go see that. I think Monday or something.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's a weekend weird. And before we get going, do we have any things we need to talk about, David? Have we got any laundry? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yes.
Housekeeping.
No, for this podcast, it's housecreeping.
You want fluffy pillow? Anyway.
Just do your laundry.
Yep, do your laundry. Okay. Actually, I need to do that. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, if we're airing dirty laundry, I have some shit to say.
Oh, God.
The submissions for the zine still open. We are going to be entering our last month in June. We received a couple more submissions, so
awesome.
they're still coming in. But like, we can always. I want to pack this thing full, and we're not quite at the full level for me yet.
Okay.
So like, I want you to fill up my project. I want you to like really jam it in there. Okay.
God damn it, man. Yes.
So yeah, if you want to fill my holes,
all holes filled with hot art.
Yes, or storytelling. Yes.
Yes.
You can go to supernatpod.rocks/zines. There we go. I got the URL right.
Yep. And you can also submit like Chuck Tingle-esque erotica, I suppose.
Yes, that is exactly it. Pounded in the butt by the Patterson Gimlet footage.
I just realized I have a story that I could put in.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote it a long time ago. There was this on the awful forums. Someone was doing it was like a Lovecraft prompt story compilation.
Mike, that was actually Joseph Fink, creator of Welcome to Night Vale, because he kept advertising the book, The Unused Story Ideas of H.P. Lovecraft, at the end of episodes.
Well, yeah, so he
He rejected your story, didn't he?
Just passed over it. It wasn't. It was never rejected, but it was never accepted either. So I do have a story there. I didn't think about fiction. I just thought about
Yeah. Like if I've had a couple people who have done just like little short stories about cryptids. Some people talk about encounters that they've had, or just conveying local legends. I'm sure your area has some weird cryptid shit that you can just kind of like do a local legend about.
Sure.
So yeah.
Or
yeah.
I can draw like that Bigfoot picture I was talking about. And now that I'm back to drawing, I can do that.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of getting back to drawing, yeah, tell us about what you're up to these days.
Well, I was kind of going to save that for Distraction Hole, but The Errant Apprentice is back. My webcomic, The Errant Apprentice, that started back in 2006, is entering the last issue next week. Issue 30 is beginning, and holy crap, this is taking longer than I intended. 3 years before the 10th anniversary, I was like, hopefully I'll be done before then. No, that didn't happen. So, anyway, exciting stuff coming. The name of the issue is Angera, which is Gaelic for the end. And it's on Drunk Duck, which is theduckwebcomics.com. And, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Having fun.
Speaking of that, so my mom occasionally encounters people who listen to our show.
Oh, no.
She encountered someone named Melissa, who apparently knows of the Errant Apprentice because they found out about the show from the Duck webcomics. And
holy crap.
then she's like, oh yeah, so David, Mike, and Kevin. Like, she knew our names.
Holy
so
crap.
Apparently my mom has run into a couple of people like that. So that's interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, so if Melissa, if you're listening, hello.
Yeah,
yes, that is my mother that you met.
Yes.
So
yeah, and welcome to the larger Everyone Comics expanded universe, I guess.
We should have been characters in your comic.
Well, Mike has been a character in my comic.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm talking about is like us as podcasters, like covering like the fantasy cryptids.
Oh God, that would have been, man. We should do
write a short story. Write a short story, dude.
We should do an in-universe episode.
Oh, that'd be great.
And just release it as a Patreon thing. Anyway, it's a week in Weird, boys.
Yeah.
We have got some interesting news and possibly some dumb shit that we're going to talk about today. And I would like to go first, if that's okay.
Okay.
And order this time, how about we go me, Mike, and David? Is that okay? Mike, you okay with that?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Works for me.
All right. First article this week is from the Deseret News, which is in Utah. I know because at the top it's Deseret News, Deseret Magazine, and Church News. So this is a Science US and World tagged article is by I'm not going to try to read the author of this article because I'm going to butcher it and it's probably going to end up culturally insensitive. So,
Okay.
article is, there's an underground anomaly next to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Which, man, David, you know me, I love some Egyptology. All right, especially paranormal Egyptology. So, the anomaly was found in an area never before excavated. So, a new study published in Archaeological Prospection, I guess that's a magazine, Archaeological Prospection, revealed that archaeologists have found a strange underground chasm near the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as Khufu's Pyramid. According to the research team, archaeologists have been using ground-penetrating radar and electrical sensitivity tomography to see if they could find anything underground. And they did. What they found was a shallow L-shaped structure that seemed to be full of sand, and it connected to a deeper underground chasm. The team believes these chasms were filled up after being built, but it is possible that the deeper chasm could be a void. Thus, there's a chance that this anomaly is a, quote, large subsurface archaeological structure per the study. Which, woo-hoo, I'm always excited about that. It could be the Lost Library of Atlantis.
It could be Tutankhamun's basement.
Yeah, or it could be Al Capone's vault.
The rumpus room of the pharaoh.
Rumpus room of the gods. So, where was it found, and why is it significant? This is a header under the article.
So it was found in Egypt, right?
No, it was Libya, next to the pyramid in Libya. Anyway, according to Newsweek, the underground anomalies were found in what's known as the Western Cemetery, next to the Great Pyramid of Giza. This cemetery was used for Egyptian royals and often contained underground graves known as mastabas. The Great Pyramid of Giza is over 4,000 years old, debatable, according to Smithsonian Magazine, and many of the mastabas around it belong to the pharaoh's family and high-ranking officials. The study explains mastabas as, quote, a type of tomb, which has a flat roof and rectangular structure on the surface, ground surface, constructed out of limestone or mud bricks. It has a vertical shaft and penetration. It has a vertical shaft connected to a subsurface chamber. Most such sites are buried under overburdened sand, and it is not easy to locate their exact position from the surface. While most of the cemetery have above-ground structures, there is a section that was bare. According to Live Science, this is where the archaeologists used the ground-penetrating radar and electrical sensitivity tomography to determine if there was anything hidden underneath the sand. In an email to Live Science, one of the authors of the study, Motoyuki Sato, said, excavations to determine what the L-shaped structure is are now underway, with him believing that there is no way this could be a natural feature due to the shape being too sharp. Egyptologist Peter Manuelian. All right, Peter Manuelian. Damn. From Harvard University, also told Live Science that it's an interesting area, one that has avoided exploration due to the absence of superstructures. According to the study, many excavations of the mastabas occurred in the 20th century, dating back to 1929. And honestly, the rest of the article talks about how they use the ground-penetrating radar, which is radar penetrating the ground.
Okay.
But
thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, glad to have done it. They've used this a lot, though. They've found Viking marketplace, an ancient lost Roman city. It's really freaking cool, which also makes me think about Edgar Cayce.
Okay.
Edgar Cayce's the famous sleeping psychic from the 1920s. It predicted they would find part of Atlantis off the coast of Bimini, and then in the 60s, and then in the 60s they found the Bimini Road. He predicted they would find a chamber underneath the Sphinx. And this is a little off.
Yeah.
But, it's still kind of cool.
No, I didn't always make the prediction they're going to find a hidden chamber under a Mayan pyramid.
Sure, yeah.
And if they find one, then I get the credit.
Yeah, there you go. That's your prediction, right?
Yeah, I'm going to predict that right now. They're going to find a hidden chamber. They're going to penetrate that ground.
Oh,
they're going to really give it to the soil, and they're going to find a hidden chamber.
Yeah. Penetrate that shaft. So, here's a question for you guys. I'm going to start with Mike. Mike, what do you think's in there? The part that's not full of sand.
Popcorn.
Ancient Egyptian popcorn.
Sure, why not? As likely as anything else, right?
I guess so.
Other than just, mummies.
Yeah, okay.
Or, artifacts.
Okay. David?
Knowing the Egyptians, it's probably servants.
Oh.
That's, yeah.
Oh, just stacked to the rafters with dead servants.
Yep. Just as many as they could fit in. They went with the whole telephone booth approach.
Yeah, no, totally. I've got two. I've got a goofy one and a real one.
Okay.
The goofy one is Al Capone's actual vault. Like he put it in Egypt. Fuck Geraldo. The serious one is, I don't know why, I think it's gonna be a boat.
Huh.
You know, because they found that before. Boats buried with pharaohs.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like the pharaoh would have needed something for traveling the Nile in the afterlife or something, right?
Yeah, you have to get to the Duat from here, so give them a boat.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and it's the USS Flag, available from G.I. Joe. So yeah, I'm always interested in like Egyptology. And I don't know that it's so much I'm interested in Egyptian culture. I'm just fascinated by how long it was there and when we discover stuff. And
well, it's also like such an iconic period of like adventuring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget when Egyptology was a craze in the 1800s and early 1900s, and they would eat mummies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, delicious firewood.
Jerky man. So that's my story, but like I'm always gonna be a sucker for this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
and specifically hidden chambers underneath the Sphinx and the pyramids, because it's in my head. It automatically the lost library of Atlantis. Finally.
Well, okay. Here's a question for you: if we're going by pharaoh rules, and you get buried with, let's say you get buried with one possession, what possession would you be buried with?
My dick. No, honestly,
I wasn't aware there was a risk of you losing it, but okay.
I went for the Richard Lewis answer.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. How about you? What are you getting buried with?
I don't really care. I mean, honestly,
because you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's I would prefer people have my stuff.
Now, see the whole conceit to this is that we're going by pharaoh rules. So we're going to assume you're a pharaoh in this case, and you get at least one thing. You're a very minor pharaoh, so I
get to take one thing to the other side.
Yeah. So what are you taking with you to the other side?
Maybe a gun.
Hey, you know what? That works, because I've seen some of those Egyptian gods, and I'm shooting them if they come up to me.
Pop, fuck you, Horus.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your scales.
I mean, what else is going to work? I ain't got no gold or anything to bribe them with. Maybe a machete. I don't know.
So you're going to make your payment in lead.
Or maybe my cell phone, like, ooh, look, magic. And like, dude, we've been watching you for like thousands of years.
We know what that is. Dude, our C-Spire is our provider up here.
See, I was going to say YouTube. I was going to bury me with my friends.
I was actually
even if they're not ready to go.
I was going to say Mike and Dusty.
Not
wow,
the cats.
Fuck you.
Well, there's going to be enough cats there. I assure you.
Chock full of cats.
Kevin, the movie's not all cats go to heaven.
No, but they mummified and buried enough cats in ancient Egypt that we're not going to have a dearth.
God, chock full of cats, the worst coffee ever.
Jesus Christ, I was drinking something when you said that.
No, came out of cats is the worst coffee ever.
Oh, that is terrible. Cat poop coffee.
The tangy freshness of cat anus in every drop.
Fuck.
Good to the last meow.
Oh, yep. It would be the last. So, hey, that's a thought. Hey, out there, teams at supernaturalselectionpod.com. Send us what you would bring to the afterlife pharaoh style if you get one thing, or hit us up on the Discord.
There we go.
So, yeah, that's my article. So, Mike, what you got?
So, I have a very unusual story, all the way from Australia. That the title is, I really think I've done this one before. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. Australians have been accidentally eating a fish unknown to science.
No, you told me about that, is what it was.
Maybe that's what it is. I just feels really familiar.
Wait. So that wasn't another shrimp on the Barbie?
No. It seems the people of Australia have been happily munching away on a species of fish unknown to science. The newly described species is a type of grouper, has been christened Ephenephilus fuscamarigenus.
Or Unfortunatus fishes.
Or mighty tasty, mate. Back in 2000, Queensland Museum fish expert Jeff Johnson was shown photographs of a mystery grouper by fishermen. Despite seeing more images over the years, he failed to get a hold of any physical specimens, as they kept being sold for food. That sentence feels a little weird to me.
Sure, but also not a surprise.
Well, you find a fish, you eat it. It's good fish.
I mean, Futurama did a whole episode on that, the problem with poplars.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
However, in 2017, Johnson came across 5 of the creatures waiting to be sold at a fish market in Brisbane. He bought the fish and set to work. Quote, as soon as I saw them, I'm not doing an Australian accent because I can't, but as soon as I saw them,
As soon as I saw them,
I thought they were probably a new species, so I purchased all 5 and began the hard work of formally proving that they were a new species, Johnson said in a statement.
So some family has to go hungry because he wants to do science? What the fuck?
It's supply and demand. They just if they weren't those fish to buy, they bought some
like there was probably some
Dolphin.
Australian family. You know, they had to get in their ute and, travel 6 hours from Bendigo.
Had to fight off the
bunch of bogans.
Had to avoid all the boys from the ammunition farm.
Sorry, kids, no grouper for us today. Yeah. We're going to have to eat the kangaroo.
It was the Miller family.
They had to fill it up with guzzling.
Yeah. Australia's just Mad Max. It's really all the stuff we see of them with like politics is just a front to hide the fact that it's Mad Max over there.
As soon as the camera turns off, they rip the suit off and it looks like leather armor.
It's got like
just like in a leather jock strap with spikes on it.
Yep, they got the hockey mask and everything. One of like the prime minister is just always going to be Emotin Joe.
Queensland Museum geneticist Dr. Jessica Worthington Wilmer ran some tests in Queensland Museum's molecular lab, and after comparing them with other specimens in various museum collections, had enough evidence to prove it was a new species.
I'm just picturing him in, like leather, but he's got, like, a dirty, stained lab coat and a broken little ocular thing on his head, and that's just Australian geneticists.
It's a new one, mate.
I've been told they're quite tasty, he added. Wow, that was terrible. I shouldn't have tried that.
Did you do an accent?
I apologize to any
What the fuck
Australian
was that?
listeners.
It's okay. I didn't detect an accent when you did it.
I know, that's what the bad part was.
It's like a dog whistle in the sense that it's so imperceptible that only Australians are going to be offended by it. Everybody else is like, we heard nothing.
It's like that friend of mine that time that did an Australian accent. Is like, I'm from Australia, mate. I'm like, that's terrible.
Yes. The species isn't that distinctive looking, which probably explains why it slipped through the net for so many years.
That's a pun.
It looks pretty unremarkable, sharing similarities with other groupers of the genus Ephenephilus.
Ephenephilus?
Epinephelus.
I've had to use that when my blood sugar gets high.
No, I could have sworn he was the elephant that hung out with Big Bird.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no. I kind of thought
that's Snuffophilius.
it was actually, that's a demon that Robert Johnson sold his soul to.
What made it stand out to Johnson, however,
Johnson standing out, huh?
was a lack of markings on its body and dark edges around some of its fins. Fuscomariganus, however you say that.
Now, are you trying to speak Australian now?
Yes, I am. Means dark-edged in Latin.
So it's the deviant art OC of groupers.
So the name of the fish is literally dark-edged grouper. It's edgy.
Listens to Linkin Park.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Corn. It's got He's got,
little slip knot.
dreads and wears mascara.
It just keeps playing Adidas over and over again.
Shops at Hot Topic.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, has a tattoo of the Nightmare Before
Never
Christmas
do
on
that
its
again,
back.
Mike. Never do that again.
Okay.
I don't know.
I can't do it either,
Me
man.
neither. Yeah. The new grouper is a fairly big fish, measuring 70 centimeters, 27 inches for us, terrible people.
Can you tell me how many that is in sardine cans?
Oh, that's about 4.5 sardine cans.
I was going to say Ska's back because that's real big fish.
Yeah.
Ha! Sell out with me, David.
Well, we're having fun, man. We're having
are.
fun on this one.
And it lives at depths around 220 to 230 meters. That's 720 to 755 feet for us Freedom Unit people. Off the central section of the Great Barrier Reef. Oh, it's a barrier reef fish. The researchers concluded it was a new species by analyzing its DNA and comparing it to the DNA of other similar species of fish. The grouper is the 92nd member of the genus, whatever that word is, I'm not going to try it again, and is described in the journal Zootaxa.
Zootaxa.
Yeah, that's the antidepressant I'm on.
Zootaxa.
Strangely, this isn't the first time a new species has been identified from a creature destined to be someone's dinner.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Back in 2011, a new species of 90-centimeter, 3-foot shark was spotted at a fish market in Taiwan.
This is not where I thought it was
While
going.
an elusive shark not seen for decades was discovered at a Mumbai fish market just last year.
No, it's a Mumbai, not a Mumbai. Oh, wait, sorry.
In 2010, a new species of monkey, which apparently sneezes when it rains,
What the fuck?
was discovered by scientists in Myanmar, but not long before the specimen was eaten by the locals
God.
who caught it.
Damn it!
Jesus.
Stop
People are
eating
terrible.
monkeys. It's like eating a
Giuseppe
baby.
the sneezing monkey.
It's like the smoking monkey from The Simpsons. Don't eat it.
Seems
Pray
our
for
love
Mojo.
There's even a picture of the guy holding the fish. But
Okay.
it seems our love of all things tasty can lead to exciting new discoveries. Unless the specimens get eaten first, that is.
Here's a question. Two questions. Number one, you brought up groupers a lot. What about the Higgins boys?
No, that's Grubers.
Aw,
This is
damn it.
Groupers.
Okay. And lastly, did they call it the C word when they caught it?
Nope.
I mean, it's Australia.
Oh, the C word. No, I mean, maybe the fishermen did.
Look at the size of this beep.
That's a right
here's
good
the thing.
beep.
I love watching viral videos of Australians going through the most bizarre shit and just being so casual about it. Like that video of that dude where the street is flooded and he's just casually just having a conversation with someone. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, mate.
Oh, you see this beep? I'd eat this beep. It's like getting southern all of a sudden.
Hey, man, you see his beep? Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not good at accents.
I'm okay at best.
So that was my first story.
Okay, great. Well, we had a lot of fun with that, actually. A shocking amount of fun for fish.
Well, there was a lot of opportunities for puns, so I'm
Yes.
always happy about that.
Oh boy, I'm more of a leader than a grouper.
That was stupid. Fuck you.
I hate it.
Fuck you. You're brilliant, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I know Mike hated it. Thank you.
I hate it because I'm the pun guy.
Yeah. Well, come on now. We're all the pun guy.
Yeah, but you know me.
Mike.
I do more puns than
But-
are punishable by law.
I was going to say, are you the Punisher?
Yes.
All right, then. Well, thank you for the fish update. And once again, dead animals. I can't believe they ate the monkey.
Well, people eat monkeys.
Yeah, but they look like tiny people.
Well, some people want to eat tiny people, I guess.
If we discovered fairies,
We'd eat them.
Oh, yeah.
it would be in an Aldi's in a plastic bag and salted.
Yeah, no. I mean, I make
Yeah.
no qualms about not qualms. I make no suppositions that there isn't something we would just eat.
Yeah, like the first time we actually find a leprechaun, it's going to be served on a plate next to a baked potato.
Yep. He's going to be made into a shepherd's pie.
Yep. His little green hat and booties hanging out on the pie.
I really want a shepherd's pie now. Oh, Kimigoro, what have you done to me? That was terrible. I'm sorry. So, thank you for the fish, Mike.
So long.
God damn it.
And thanks for all the fish.
Yep. Well, there's an Adams joke. And we've done a couple Futuramas. David, what have you got for us?
All right, this is from my go-to Futurism. This is under their Neoscope label, which is like medical shit.
Neoscope is like Latin for new mouthwash, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
cool.
Refreshing mint flavor.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Microplastics found in every human testicle. This bodes very poorly.
God damn it.
And this is from my homie Noor Al-Sabai, who does like every article that I read on Neoscope or
right.
Futurism. So
should I ask? Does this mean microplastic is stored in the balls?
Well, a little bit of it, yes.
Yeah.
Not
well, here's the big question I take from all of this. Mm-hmm. Does that make a dick a 3D printer?
No, because it doesn't stick together well. Trust me, I've tried.
What?
I'm just kidding. That'd be a lot of effort to try to print something that way.
We need to get some more plastic in you, apparently.
This series is over. No, go ahead.
If that's your threshold for ending the series, geez, you're a couple years late.
You playing with your... Anyway, let's go. Let's move on.
Okay, here I go. What do the pyramids, the oceans, the blood of newborns, and human and canine testicles all have in common?
They're round.
Beef flavor.
The pyramids are round?
Yes. in a different reference of space-time geometry, yes, they're round.
Oh, we're dealing with non-Euclidean geometry at this point?
Oh, yeah, this is in wherever Nyarlathotep comes from.
Truly, it drives a New England racist mad.
That should be our go-to. Like, this would drive a racist New Englander mad.
These intersections make no sense. I'm so startled. Okay, okay, here's what they have in common. They've all been found to host cancer-causing microplastics, which may also, scientists hypothesize, be why sperm counts have been diminishing for decades.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, I guess the whole idea was to put a bunch of little helmets on the sperm, but like now the sperm can't. Yeah. A new paper published in the journal Toxicological Science describes alarming results from a study that tested testicle samples from 23 humans and 47 pet dogs.
Man, were those voluntary?
I would assume so.
You better hope.
Right. Finding microplastics in every single subject. 330 micrograms of microplastics per gram of tissue and 123 micrograms found in the dogs. Quote, at the beginning, I doubted whether microplastics could penetrate the reproductive system, paper co-author Zhao Zhongyu told The Guardian. Quote, when I first received the results for dogs, I was surprised. I was even more surprised when I received the results for humans.
I just picture him sitting at a table. Waiter, there's plastic in these testicles.
Yeah, you go to enjoy a nice steaming bowl of testicle soup, and all of a sudden, like, you feel your tooth crunch because there was a little plastic thing.
Yep.
You've got plastic in my testicles. I've got testicles in your plastic. Two shitty things that go terrible together.
He's a worst kind of Reese's.
Oh, man. Besides the jarring prevalence, jarring prevalence is a good way to describe it.
Yep.
The team was also concerned about the heightened concentration of polyethylene and PVC found in the human samples, which came from postmortem subjects ranging from 16 to 88.
God damn.
That's the thing. Just when you die, you spontaneously make ball plastic. Everybody knows that. Come on.
Yeah, everybody knows your nuts turn into silica.
Well, where do you think you get those eggs for Easter?
They turn into polyvinyl chloride, Kevin.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
That's PVC.
Oh, right. Okay.
I can't remember
like your anime statues.
I can't remember what ABS is.
Always be sinning.
Yeah.
I almost said anti-lock brakes. I was like, those aren't even the letters.
All right, we're going to have to go over the alphabet next week. All right, here we go.
No, it is, Kevin. It's ABS, anti-lock brake system.
Oh, hey.
Oh, there you go.
I just don't know.
Hey.
I just don't know what the ABS plastics mean.
A big sucker.
Sincerely.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, he said a big suck. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm slow on the uptake.
No.
Though this isn't the first study to find microplastics in human testes and semen, the comparative concentrations between the human and canine samples is novel, and not in a good way.
So it's less of a Stephen King novel, more of a Dean Koontz.
Right.
I'd say more of a John Ringo novel. It's terrible, and nobody likes that.
That's fair.
They keep putting semen. They keep putting plastic in our dog semen. This can't stand. Though the correlation isn't yet perfectly understood, some recent mice studies have found a link between reduced sperm counts and microplastics exposure, and the chemicals released by the pollutants may also be associated with some hormonal abnormalities and disruptions as well. That's likely because PVC is, in particular, is, well, super freaking toxic. Quote,
yep.
PVC can release a lot of chemicals that interfere with spermatogenesis, you explained, and it contains chemicals that cause endocrine disruption. More research is needed, but one thing's for sure. Our degradation of the environment has come home to our own bodies, and we're only starting to understand how that will affect us all.
Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of our own actions.
So here's a thing, though, that, it's not like super hopeful, but...
What if we want plastic in our balls?
No, it's this. There's anything that's going to make old white dudes concerned about environmental issues, it's their junk being affected.
I don't know. They probably already have plastic in their hips, so they may not care.
You never know. They may like the sound of clacking when they walk.
Oh, it's like Benoit balls.
Come on, old white guys like that like their junk too much. So they say this environment shit now is like making their dick bad.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like, I would agree with you, but it's only when they can't get hard. If anything, the plastic's just going to help them stay harder.
No, the opposite probably. Especially if it gives you nut cancer.
Oh wow, yeah. Nut cancer.
Yeah.
That is a sentence.
Yep.
But it means everybody's going to lose their dicks first before that anyway.
Nut cancer.
Or balls, at least. We won't lose the dicks. We'll just lose the berries.
Well, and then you can hold on to them and use them as marbles. So there you go.
Yeah. Just to empty the sack and fill it with popcorn.
What is it with you and popcorn today?
I just said that just to get you, just because I know it would get you.
Hey, Mike, are you hungry?
No, I actually ate just before we started recording.
What'd you eat?
A chicken breast and some mashed potatoes.
You should have been like popcorn. Damn it.
No, I don't have any.
You never lie about.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's been too long since I made a batch of popcorn. That's why. That's why I'm hangry.
When you guys go see Furiosa, get some popcorn.
Yep. I have a popcorn machine right here.
Yeah, no, he has a big movie theater popcorn machine in the front room.
Yeah.
But that shit's getting expensive.
Yeah, I was looking at Amazon the other day because, they has the buy it again thing. So the first 2 times I bought a case of popcorn because it comes in like a pack that has the corn, the oil, and the seasoning. And you just cut the top off and, dump it all in. The first time I bought a 40-pack case, it was just under $50 for 40 giant, machine-fulls of popcorn. Then it was trying to sell me some more again. The 40-pack case was now $75.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, this popcorn better last a while. Still have half a case.
Now, how many microplastics do you think are in that popcorn?
Oh, a lot. I mean, it's a plastic bag full of popcorn.
Yeah, I love the fact that capitalism is now like poisoning us, not just mentally but physically.
Yep.
That I'm going to be living with plastic in my blood.
And not so here's the thing: is that a lot of capitalism, the elites can avoid the bad parts of it. This is something they can't avoid. This is just everywhere. So if there is any, not even silver lining, not even good point, but any solace to this, it's the fact that it affects everyone equally. Well, not even equally. I'm sure people that, are, living in literal plastic or have it worse than others, but it still is going to affect the elites. And therefore maybe there'll be some more action on it.
As long as Elon Musk's balls are ruined too, I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah, no, his balls are, shot.
Oh yeah.
Don, his balls are just all plastic by now anyway.
I like to think he keeps a little red tie around the base of them.
He's got a little merkin down there.
Little red merkin.
Little orange.
I never
merkin.
liked that Prince song, by the way. Little Red Merkin.
Yeah, that was his worst song, admittedly.
And fair.
I mean, it was just kind of a stretch.
What even is this show?
I found a bunch of headlines
Insanity.
Relating to testicles attached to this article.
I bet. I think they just kind of went
Scientists grow
nuts.
teeny tiny testicles in laboratory. So they must have grown Kevin-sized testicles.
Shut your fucking pie hole. You got any balls down there? Biggest pair you ever seen, Dingleberry?
Oh yeah, microplastics found clogging human arteries. Bottled water industry says please disregard this horrifying discovery about our product. So is it microplastics or testicles?
There
That's
are
the
testicles
question.
in the water as well, so hopefully it balances out.
Okay, yeah, so it's microplastics, but it would be funny if there were balls in our water.
Dog balls.
Y'all remember that sketch from The State about Louis, the guy who came in and just kept saying his catchphrase over and over, and it was, I want to dip my balls in it?
I do.
You mean the state sketch that we reference every 3 months?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he's why there's balls in the water.
Oh man, do you remember the kids in the hall?
I remember.
When we're talking about testicles, we can't leave out George Washington. Washington.
Motherfucker had 30 goddamn dicks.
He had, what was it? He had 4 on the vine, 4 sets of testicles. So divine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we could do an episode about weird balls. Because we can also talk about Rasputin.
Dude, one of the first videos I ever saw on the internet was one of those. It was a shockwave, not a shockwave flash. It was a real player.
It was a QuickTime video.
Oh, I saw it. When I saw it was a real player in its own little, real player window, about the size of a postage stamp.
Yep.
But it was about an Indian man that had elephantitis of the testicles.
I remember that video.
He used them as a table.
Yeah, they're just
it's like that episode of South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
I remember that because it's just blah, 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 scrotum. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because it's subtitled and all in a Hindu, not Hindu, in an Indian language. I don't remember.
Yeah, but just hearing blah, 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 scrotum, blah, 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 just killed me. Hey, guys, Real Player is still around. Real Player 22 just came out.
Oh, shit.
Don't kill me like that. What's it play? Is there still a Real Player format?
Maybe.
Or is it just like a VLC kind of knockoff where it just plays anything?
It is $25.
Fuck that.
For the Downloader Express, and Real Player Plus is $40.
Nope. No, thank you.
But you can grab and enhance any frame in your videos with AI filters.
I would rather have microplastic in my testicles.
You already do.
Good news, you do.
Awesome. Fair trade.
Fair dinkum. Well, I to continue this weird, nostalgic thing, saw a thing that Winamp is open sourcing it.
Oh.
Really? I heard they were coming out. They were turning it into a streaming service.
Well, they're doing that, but they're open sourcing the original, like.
Oh, thank God!
Well, that really whips the llama's ass.
Doesn't it though? Oh man. So well, thank you for that, David. We're all terrified of our nuts now.
Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. our balls.
Yep.
Not my balls.
Yep. Man, will Mr. T still eat my balls?
Probably not. He doesn't want all the plastic.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll do our next set of stories, and then we'll have our segment and some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we will be right back after this. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
Mm-hmm. And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show. And welcome back. I'm Fighting Cheese Flim, and we're going to launch into our next bunch of stories. Let's see here. So, again, I got a theme with mine. Sort of.
Okay.
This one is from Science Alert. And the article is by Juan Sebastian Serrano, AFP. And came out April 29th, 2024. Title of the article is Bodies Don't Decompose as Normal in This Colombian Town and Nobody Knows Why.
They decompose extra fast.
Yeah. Decompose.
You die and then 5 minutes later you're Tarman from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh God. or you're the Black Ooze from Next Generation that killed Tasha.
Unless also like this is a situation where they don't rot and then you look like the old lady from SpongeBob.
It's that one actually.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's been 1 week.
It's been, yeah. So, in a small town high in the Colombian Andes, oh boy, Clovisneris Bejarano, that was tough, kneels before a glass box holding the petrified corpse of her mother, who died 30 years ago, but looks as if she might just be asleep. All right, before we go on, I'm looking at this picture. Mm-hmm. And if she went to sleep looking like this, she's dead.
This already reminds me of, did you ever hear about that nun?
Yeah, we covered that.
Yes,
remember?
That's right.
Yes. It's like that, but like, yeah. Anyway, Saturnia Torres de Bajareno, boy, I almost fucked that up real bad. Bajareno is dressed in the same rose print dress and green woolen jersey she was interred in, clasping a fake red carnation in her eerily well-preserved hands. Okay, yeah, if, like, she's Slim Goodbody. Anyway, she still has her little brown... God, this is a quote, all right? Quote. She still has her little brown face, round, her braids, her hair... Bariano, 63, told AFP at her mother's final resting place in a museum displaying her body. and those of 13 others from the town of San Bernardino, San Bernardo, San Bernardo, who became spontaneously and mysteriously mummified after death. Quote, "If God wants to preserve her, it must be for a reason," said God damn it. Said the daughter. A resident of the town some 100 kilometers away, that is 62 miles, south of Bogota. Torres was interred in a vault in the San Bernardo Municipal Cemetery in 1993. Exhumed in 2001 as a customary to make space for new bodies, her relatives found her still with hair, nails, and much of her tissue unspoiled.
It's like in The Mummy, Ooh, it's still juicy.
Yeah, no, it came as no major surprise. Dozens of mummified bodies have come out of the vault since the first one in 1963. Quote, "When all this began, people were a little incredulous about what was happening. They thought these were going to be isolated events," said museum guide Rocio Vergara. Quote, "As time went on, it became more and more frequent to find bodies in this condition," she told AFP. "Some even still had their eyes, usually quick to decompose." In the late 1980s, some 50 mummies were found in the mausoleum every year. But the rate...
This just sounds like Vault 88.
What, the ones full of ghouls?
Yeah.
It kind of... And she does look like a ghoul. She looks like... The look on her face looks like she's going, yeah!
Yeah, no, it literally sounds just like... this sounds like it's a Vault-Tec experiment that went bad.
It does, doesn't it? By the way, welcome to the Fallout cast. Anyway... In the late 1980s, some 50 mummies were found in the mausoleum every year, but the rate has declined to a handful per year, says Vergara. Reward after death. Despite numerous attempts by experts to explain the phenomenon, which has also been observed in countries such as Mexico and Italy, the reason for the spontaneous mummification in San Bernardo has never been pinned down, says Vergara. Some locals believe, and for some reason it's in quote, some locals, quote, believe that the process, mummification, is due to the fact that the person was too good, and it is a reward after death, said Vergara. There are others who consider that it is a punishment. Most are convinced it is because of the healthy diet of the residents of temperate San Bernardo and an active farming lifestyle.
What, do they drink embalming fluid?
I would guess. But this is not always borne out by the evidence. One of the mummies belongs to Jorge Armando Cruz, who spent most of his life in the big city of Bogota, where he died before being brought back to his birthplace for burial. There is no clear pattern to the mummifications. Those who were involved are of all different ages when they died, and no particular gender or body type predominates. Vergara said there is no particular sector of the cemetery that yields more mummies than others. Like an oven. Many believe that the answer must lie in the burial vaults. The first mummies were found in San Bernardo only after the cemetery, which has no underground graves, was inaugurated. Prior to the 1960s, the town had 2 burial grounds with not a single known case of mummification, said Vergara. The climate in the area is humid, which would ordinarily aid decomposition, not hinder it, she added. Anthropologist Daniela Betancourt of the National University of Columbia said the phenomenon could be due to the cemetery's placement on a steep mountain slope. The wind is constantly blowing as it is hot. It is possible to assume that the vaults work like an oven. They dehydrate you. They're jerky, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally jerky. This hypothesis still needs to be tested, Betancourt told AFP. Quote, there has been a lack of studies about what is happening and what specific conditions are the ones that cause people to mummify, she said. Relatives of the mummified corpses must authorize their display in the museum. Man, I don't know how I feel about the ones that do. Most opt to have the remains cremated instead. But the the first family did not wish that fate for Torres. Quote, God wanted to leave her to us, and here we have her. Seeing her like that, how could one let her be cremated? Asked the daughter, who regularly brings Torres' great-grandchildren to visit her tomb.
Well, here's the thing about it. The house is a museum where people want to see them. They really are a scream.
I'm gonna beat you like a circus monkey. That's terrible. So I find spontaneous mummification interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it sounds to me like the air fryer situation is probably.
Jesus Christ! Did you have to phrase it like that?
I mean, that's what it is.
Mike, would you qualify that as air frying corpses?
Is the corpse being impinged with superheated air?
Technically, that's the theory.
It may be.
Man, let me tell you something. I don't know if you've ever played Skyrim.
No, I've never played Skyrim.
Okay, well, the late mother here, with her build and the decomposition, she looks like a hulking Draugr, which is a Nord zombie. Mm-hmm. And no offense to the dead, but god dang, I don't see how that's preserved.
Yeah, they're kind of stretching the definition of preserved here. Like, if you pop this corpse into a Universal monster film, no one would say, "Wow, that is they look like they just died."
Yeah, no, it's just picture some funeral home putting a body out like this, and everybody, she looks so natural.
Oh Jesus!
But like, I notice these articles always say like, perfectly preserved. I'm like, that's not perfect.
Yeah.
I've seen perfectly preserved. This is not perfectly preserved. I mean, it is astounding considering what they would normally look like, but I mean, like, she's got like Benny from Total Recall arms.
Yeah, like if you want to look at perfectly preserved, look at like Neil Diamond.
Yeah, man, what is up? He made a deal with the devil. I forgot. He looks like he made a deal with the devil. Like he Robert Johnsoned it for sure. And he kept his end of the bargain. So, here's a question. Mm-hmm. If I die, when I die, let me rephrase that. When I die, if I were to suffer from jerkification, would either of you be tempted to taste it?
Kevin, you're already a victim of jerkification. You mean jerkification.
Fuck off. Would you eat me, damn it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I come across Kevin.
No, it's not a come across. It's more of a. Well, yeah, I guess it is come across. Whatever.
If I found your dead body, my first thought isn't going to be, "Oi, I'm going to turn him into jerky," isn't it? That was terrible too.
That was real bad.
But
I think Mike should have to do all accents from now on.
Oh God, no, that'd be hell for their listeners, especially.
No, Kevin, put it in your will, and I will honor your last request.
But
will you at least throw up in the grave afterwards?
Kevin,
I don't know. I might like it. I like jerky. So
okay.
Kevin, I would at least have a nibble to grok you in fullness.
Thank you. That's all I want is to be grokked in fullness.
I just keep wanting to make a fruit leather pun about Tutankhamun, something like Tutti Fruit and Common, but I couldn't find a way to slip that in.
Good news, you just did.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That sounds like a great fucking cereal.
Fruity Tutankhamun? Okay, get on it, General
cereals?
Mills.
Like, they aren't doing Yummy Mummy anymore.
I was going to say, is that the sequel to Yummy Mummy?
Yeah. So, like, Yummy Mummy, it's like, okay, no, we have to update it, so it's Tutti Fruit and Common.
That is amazing.
Yeah, hire me, General Mills.
Do it, cowards.
Tutti fruity mummy booty.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So that's my article. Again, mummies, Egypt, you know the drill.
It's probably just some wizard fucking with people.
That's possible.
You know,
Just-
I like the
Well, not a
idea of
wizard.
like a old Incan wizard somewhere in the mountains, just like, hey, fuck all you guys.
It just occasionally just turns someone into a mummy. Doesn't explain shit. Just, fuck you, you're a mummy now.
Yep. You're jerky chaw, bitch. Oh, boy. So, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael.
Michaemus.
Michael.
Mike-tastic.
That was my Kit impression, like from Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Michael, what are you doing? Anyway, so, what's your next article there, buddy?
So my theme for tonight is food. And so we talked about eating, a new type of unknown fish. Mm-hmm. Now we move on to large pile of meat found on side of Ohio Road. And no, it's not your mom.
What
was
the hemorrhaging fuck?
I was going to say it was a Tesla victim.
No, it was a large pile of meat was seemingly dumped on the side of the road in Ohio. And contrary to popular belief, it wasn't. This is Jalopnik's cheeky writing. Wasn't your mom.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, that's how Arby's sources its meat, so.
No one is exactly sure why or how the meat got there, but the Washington County Sheriff's Office was apparently told about the meat by a Grandview Township trustee that a, quote, large amount of meat had been dumped along Grandview Hill Road, according to WTRF News.
A large amount of meat. I'm pretty sure there's a fucking lot of meat.
It was apparently dumped there sometime during the night between May 9th and May 10th. Here's more of what makes up the huge pile of meat from WTAP News.
Looking up some night meat.
Eyewitness description was pork loins, sausage, bacon, Shane, steaks, chicken, shrimp, said Washington County Health Department Director of Environmental Health, Joshua Lane. Quote, it certainly was a wide variety of meats that apparently had gone bad or needed to be disposed of. Grandview Township officials pushed the meat to the side of the road shortly thereafter and covered most of it with dirt. But as of Thursday afternoon, the putrid pile was still there.
Y'all just push that meat off the side of the
Could
road.
you imagine being the road worker who has to push the meat?
God damn.
The
Feeding
worst
the local
fucking day of
fauna
your
and
job ever.
breeding maggots.
Oh, god damn.
Wayne said the property where the meat was dumped was part of Wayne National Forest. Quote, it's on Wayne National Forest property, Lane said.
That makes it federal.
One of the bad things, it could have been a state park. One of the bad things about solid waste is that the property owner may not be responsible for the dumping at all. However, it does then fall on them, especially when we can't figure out who actually did the dumping. Because it was dumped on, it's federal land. Because it was dumped on federal land, what the health department can actually do is fairly limited, even if they could remove the meat quickly, Lane told WTAP. So it was on federal parkland.
Well, they could put a fence around it and call it Meat Mountain and charge people to come see it.
Jesus. The meat planet. It's just call it Mount Sustenance and let's move on. God.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of it.
I've seen the picture. It's disgusting.
It is gross, and it's also it's not in boxes or anything, which
It's
is the
just
weird
meat.
thing. Yeah, it's just
It's just loose meat.
Loose meat.
Okay, here's the thing. Nobody saw a pickup truck full of animal shrapnel and said, hey, Herb, where are you going with that meat?
There must not be any pig farms in the area, because that would be like a thing a pig farmer would just love to get his hands on.
I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, there's strata of shrimp in it.
Yeah.
The
I know
piles are
wanted to
kind of clean, actually. Like, within the pile, there's definitely
this is-
continents of certain flesh.
Just a continents of flesh.
Yeah, it's, Shrimptopia, and then Sausageville and
Pork Plateau.
Yeah.
Oh my
Bacon
God.
Canyon.
Continents
the bacon
of
strip.
meat. Continents of Meat is just like the worst gay porn film name I've ever heard.
The Steak Serengeti.
Oh God.
So what would you do if you came across a giant pile of meat on the side of the road?
Okay, let me do a quick
Would you-
impression of that. Do 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 do. Nope, and then turn around.
Would you at least slow down to see if any of it was good?
I would slow down to make sure none of it was human. Which is where I thought this story was going to go.
I want to be the guy who does the Reddit post. I found a mountain of meat today. That's what I want.
AMA.
I'm set for groceries for a year.
Oh God, it's in r/carnivore.
So here's the question. Okay, obviously none of us are diving into Meat Mountain here, but like,
God, no.
what is your limitation on found food? If you're like walking down the street and you find something.
I am walking by.
I don't know.
Man.
I can't. Like, there's part of me that just can't trust it. You'd have found it like still packaged. Mm-hmm. Like if it was like a factory sealed package, I would still have trouble trusting it.
Okay,
yeah, look here. Yeah, go ahead.
So what's the weirdest food item? Because I've seen an entire cake in a package.
On the side of the road?
Yeah. Just I found a cake in an entire package. I didn't pick up the cake. I'm not that bad, but
okay.
But it was like a perfectly fine cake.
I don't know. I can't think of anything. I will say Kevin and I had a mutual friend who would frequently like hit up Krispy Kreme dumpsters for bags of donuts.
Well, I mean, that's a different thing.
He worked. Yes, he would. In fact, they decorated my pine tree in the front yard with pretzels and donuts.
Hell yeah.
Like it was Christmas.
Because apparently Krispy Kreme would just chuck all the donuts in just bags, not, and just throw them in the dumpster.
Yeah, they would pull up and ask for mildly used donuts.
Well, finding food in a dumpster is different than finding it on the street. Because, dumpster diving, or I forget the technical term for it, but like that's a way to like supplement your food is, when you know that they're throwing shit out and it's still
Depends
good.
on how nasty the dumpster is, though. If it was most dumpsters I come across smell gross as hell, and I couldn't, even if I found the cleanest, something in a bag,
Yeah.
I would still in the back of my mind remember what it smelled like pulling that out.
I would do a Whole Foods. I think that would be your best bet because they tend to be in nicer neighborhoods.
I'm sure I could get to a point in my life just starving that it wouldn't bother me, but I guess it's just kind of a point of privilege right now that I can say I wouldn't eat the questionably nasty found food.
Like I found my vacuum cleaner in a dumpster, like straight
Oh
up.
no,
that's different.
I have a I think I've told you about this before. I have a computer server, a Blade server that I pulled out of the dumpster at work that is currently running a Plex server. I have the name of the server is called Dumpster to commemorate that it came out of a dumpster.
Yes.
I'm not above dumpster diving for like useful stuff. It's just food I can't I'm not there.
I've never found like strange food on the side of the road other than like a donut.
Yeah.
I'm struck by the visual of finding an entirely packaged cake and just kind of like
in
my path,
I mean, that's
like trying to tempt the fat guy on his walk home.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I love cake. And if I saw a perfectly packaged cake, I'd be like,
He'd stop and think about it.
I would think about it.
I didn't want to be Homer Simpson. I did not want to be Homer Simpson.
Never eat the street cake.
Dave, is that the cake? Yes.
Are you going to eat it?
Maybe.
I need to be alone with the sandwich, Marge.
I need to be alone with the cake.
So, a
Loose
mountain
meat.
of meat. Yep, just animal shrapnel.
Yeah.
These past couple topics have been pretty meaty as well. I mean, because we got the mummies and then
jerky, meat, fish.
Yeah. We won't talk about the earlier stories. Those were nuts.
Good job.
We should do an episode like a pescatarian episode where it's nothing but fish stories.
Oh boy, that'd be fun.
Yep. Well, thank you for that one, Mike. Fucking Meat Mountain of all things.
Yep.
Yep. Mount Sustenance. Yep.
Now, if I came across cases of frozen meat stuffs that were still frozen, I would really think about it.
Okay, well there we have our answer.
And then you keep walking.
No, I'd consider
You'd
it.
think about it. Okay, I'd keep walking. That's just me.
Even if it was still frozen.
Yep. Can't do it. Sorry.
What if it was like corn dogs? Like it was a pallet of corn dogs that fell out of a freezer truck.
I still wouldn't do it, but I would stop and think about it.
What if you're driving behind a freezer truck and you see its door flapping open?
Well, you
and
keep
the corn
changing
dogs
the rules
just
of the
fall
game
out
now.
of it. Well, yeah,
Look, that's
you're trying
different.
to you're trying to
fell out.
Okay.
We're just trying to. We know what kind of woman you are. Now we're just determining price.
Yeah.
No. If it fell out the back of a truck, yes. Like if I saw it come out the back of a truck, I would pull over, jump out, grab the corn dogs, and run home giggling. That's different. That's not. I found these food items in the hot baking sun.
Well, I said they were still frozen.
I found a kiddie pool full of barbecue.
God damn it. The biggest nugget. No, technically they could make like the biggest nugget in the world with Mount Sustenance. You'd need so much panko breading.
You throw enough gochujang on it, you still have a pretty good meal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, what's his name? What was the guy that was trying to the British chef guy that was against nuggets?
Oh God, John Oliver?
Yeah, he'd be so sad.
Yep, all that meat. David, what have you got for us that isn't a mountain of meat?
Or a nugget.
Or a nugget.
Okay, so how do you guys feel about drinking your own pee?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I mean...
I have actually heard studies that say it is better to just...
Not drink anything.
Not drink anything than to drink your own pee.
No, Bear Grylls is full of crap because...
No, he's full of piss, Mike.
He's full of piss, but,
And microplastics.
But yeah. No, it's... From what I understand, yes, it is worse to drink your pee because you're looking about it. Pee has stuff that your body wants to get rid of.
Yeah, it's everything your body didn't want the first time.
So drinking it's not going to be, any use for you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me see if I can change your minds by the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
This article is from Interesting Engineering by Christopher McFadden, published about 4 days ago. Engineers make Dune still suit that turns pee sweat into drinkable water.
Okay, see, when you distill it into water, they do that on the International Space Station. So,
you ever seen Waterworld?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You piss in a Mr. Coffee.
And it gives you taster's choice.
Yep. Thank you, Dana Carvey.
I have a question immediately off the top. I haven't even started the article yet, but does everybody's distilled urine taste different? Could you take a sip and be like, oh no, that's Mike?
Probably. Here's the thing. It's mine because it would be sweeter than most.
Well, if it's distilled, it's not going to have anything in it, Kevin.
Well,
when you distill it.
I like to think it would, but...
Why does this taste like grape bludini?
That's the point of distilling. It takes everything. It's just you get nothing but the water left.
You can put some Ecto Cooler mix and no one will know the difference.
It's Jonestown mix.
Using common parts like a Tivex suit and computer cooling device, the engineers managed to jerry-rig a working prototype in less than a day.
I'm going to trust that.
Yeah. YouTube channel Hacksmith Industries has successfully jerry-rigged a working still suit inspired by the Dune science fiction universe.
Mike,
I
you know these
Hacksmith.
assholes?
Yeah, it's a Canadian. Oh, yeah. Didn't recognize when I first
Leave
saw
it to a
thumbnail.
Canadian to drink their piss.
Yeah, they're Canadian. He for a long time. He's probably still trying. He's trying to make a real Iron Man suit.
It's not the guy we were talking about who made the power armor, right?
I don't know. He's tried to make some before, but I don't think he's ever gotten very close. He's done stuff like he's done a lot of MCU styled things. Like he made Thor's hammer, out of real metal, and a Stormbringer and stuff like that.
I'm just thinking about, like, I think it was one of our first Weekend Weirds. We were just talking about that dude who was making power armor.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about power armor.
I don't think it's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, using a combination of computer parts and health and safety personnel protective equipment, their still suit made drinkable water from the wearer's sweat, breath, and pee. I don't need to explain what a still suit is. Our target audience has read Dune and can quote the litany against fear.
It's a pee and poop making machine that you wear, basically.
I'm sure they're not processing feces in the thigh pads here, though.
Faces.
Faces.
So I'm just going to skip to the next section. The still suit is made from common parts. While their prototype isn't anywhere near as cool as the one featured in the film adaptation of the novel,
temperature-wise, or just awesome cool?
Yes.
They were able to function as intended, however, with much less efficiency than presumably the real still suit would function.
Well, of course.
Yeah. The team achieved this feat by combining a Tyvek, I think it's Tyvek, is it Tyvek?
That's what I've heard it.
Okay, a Tyvek suit with an off-the-shelf Dune costume for much-needed aesthetics.
Jesus Christ.
The still suit business end consists of a thermoelectric cooler that condenses water vapor out of the air inside the suit. They do this through a completely different approach to compressors you'll be familiar with in your fridge or air conditioning units. These devices are designed to cool computers and other electronics by running an electrical charge through two different types of metal. When in operation, one side of the device gets hot while the other gets cool. It's like icy hot.
Peltier.
Wait, it keeps the hot side hot and the cold side cold? How do it know?
It's because it's a Peltier cooler. It's a thermoelectric cooler.
When tested on the workbench, it could condense water droplets out of the air relatively quickly. The team integrated this device into the suit by exposing the cold side inside the suit and the hot end outside. For the wearer's breath, a respirator was fitted with a plastic tube that passed the exhaled air over the same thermoelectric cooler for much of the same purpose. In this sense, it worked akin to a reverse dehumidifier. The team fashioned a way to collect the liquid water into a drinking bladder within the suit. This was combined with an inline water filter purchased from a local sports supply shop.
Yeah, I think the only downside there is you literally have to piss yourself.
Some people might enjoy it.
Yeah, just your calf areas are going to become full of pee.
Let's see. This suit actually works. The combination enabled the water to be collected, filtered, and then drunk by the wearer of the still suit. It was an impressive achievement, especially given the suit took less than a day to jerry-rig together. When asked how the water tastes, Shirk, the suit's guinea pig, replied that it was warm.
Well, yeah.
The recycled water tastes, well, quote, just like water.
So here's the thing is that, you don't have to actually boil water to get it to evaporate. Just the quickest way. But, water out in the world evaporates just fine at, 90 degrees.
I think when piss is involved, I want it boiled.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because when things are evaporating,
it matters
only
to me.
The water vapors.
It matters to me.
It doesn't. Because
if you have mind.
If you want, that's just the vapor. It's like, all the clouds in the sky, they came from
the
piss.
In the field.
I just want to know
piss.
that they've done,
flowers.
Even if it's pointless, that they have tried to make it as far from piss as possible.
Well, they did because it's just the vapor.
So
the piss doesn't come through in the vapors.
The question is, what was the process to figure out who's going to drink the pee-pee water?
It's easy. You pissed it, you drink it.
Fair, but who do you I guess it's whoever you built the suit around.
I wonder if they actually peed in the suit, because I can see that, just sweating and breathing would be enough of a test case. They don't say they actually peed in it.
Well, the video is available on YouTube, and I'm trying to review and see if they did mention peeing in the suit.
Yeah.
see.
But you think about your body warmth would be enough to accelerate, the evaporation, and as long as the vapor can't escape the suit. So there's a survival technique called a solar still, which is you take a bunch of plant material, like just green, vines, leaves, whatever you can find, stuff that is alive and has water in it, and you put it in something that you can cover with a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And basically the water evaporates out of the greenery, and you can collect it on the surface of the bag, and you like kind of put a pebble or something in the middle of the bag so it like forms a cone.
Yeah.
And you put a
vessel, yeah, I've seen
vessel
Les
in the
Stroud.
middle.
Les Stroud did that all the time on Survivor Man.
So it's kind of the same thing, except instead
I miss him.
Instead of green stuff, it's your sweat and breath and pee.
So I'm going through the chapters of the video, and it looks like they did not pee in the suit. They probably peed separately to like test the system, but it looks like it was just sweating for the video demo.
Yeah, and to get the pee to evaporate, you'd have to have it right against your body.
Yep.
And having pee against your body seems like a bad idea.
I mean, it depends on what you're into.
Well, for a long enough time to get the pee to evaporate, it'd start to cause a rash, I'd imagine. I guess ideally you would want like a very skin tight layer that's kind of like a membrane that would allow the liquids to like be warmed without your body actually.
Well, now we're getting into like latex themed porn,
or
gentlemen, please.
Kind of like what's that stuff? There's like materials now they have that can be like selectively
permeable.
Breathable. Yeah, so like the water can go from your skin out, but not the other way. That way the pee is kept separate from your body and not going to irritate your sensitive, delicate skin, but it can still be warmed by your body so it can evaporate and you can drink it.
I've learned too much.
Pee.
Yeah.
So
Piss.
yeah, so evaporated pee is fine. If I was in a survival situation, if I that's something you never see in disaster movies, is someone setting up camp at like a distillery, because just pee in the still, evaporate your pee and drink your pee.
Yeah.
Water. Or find river water, I guess, if you're just boring and don't want to drink the pee water.
If you're in a life or death survival scenario, you might as well drink the pee. It's an interesting story.
Maybe I'll just die.
Maybe I can find cans of purified water from a ghoul.
Maybe I'll just die. I'm gonna go with die. So thank you for the piss story, David.
Yeah, of course. Glad to get pissy with my friends, apparently.
You son of a bitch.
Your stories were very crotchial today.
Crotchical.
Yeah. Well,
Crotchicological.
That was the whole thing. The meme is the pee stored in the balls. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about pee. We talked about balls. We talked about stored in the balls. So, yeah.
Yeah. Microplastics in the balls.
Yep. Well, guys, I've got some very, very bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guys, it is the return of everyone's favorite segment. It is time for Phantoms and Monsters Theater.
Oh, no.
Hello, I am Kevin, Lord Beef Wellington, and welcome to Phantoms and Monsters Theater. Thank you for putting up with that.
I need a clip for when I do X.
You do. You need like a clip of X, go and give it to you or something.
Yeah.
So, I had a lot of choices for Phantoms and Monsters this week. There's a lot of Bigfoot. There were UFO things. There was one I almost did that was about another not deer. But this one was different. And I was like, you know what? You win on that alone. So this week, for Phantoms and Monsters Theater, posted May 21st, 2024, Unexplained! Out-of-place desk and charged wire in the Montana wilderness. I was like, so somebody dumped a desk and y'all are mystified. Then I read further. Just enough to know. It is not a long article. In the wilds of Montana, a woman and her cousin, who is with the Forest Service, find an electrical wire that is stuck into the ground and ends near a desk. Weirdly, the wire has current. The following account was forwarded to me. My older cousin is with the Forest Service in Montana, and I decided to go up there with her to literally test the waters. She's a hydrologist and has to ride out to the middle of nowhere to test streams and snow runoff to ensure no contaminants. So I thought that sounded fun. Well, you poor son of a bitch.
I was going to say, they're not very good at their job considering all the microplastics in us now.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Get a piss filter. And wanted to do a bit of a tour with her. We were going to have to camp out there for 2 nights, so we packed up all our gear in saddlebags or saddle bundles and started out. I thought it was going to say saddlebags or saddlebags. It is Phantoms and Monsters, after all. The first day and night was amazing. Beautiful scenery and amazing air quality. It really is so peaceful out there. I love that area, and I wish I got to go up there more often. Anyway, we started out on the second day, and my cousin said, "You want to see something weird?" Of course, I said. So she led me on a bit of a side journey into this tiny little ravine. This sounds like a murder, guys. We ended up traveling about 2 hours away from the actual path we had laid out. You are dead. You just went to a second location. At the very end of this fold in the land, she dismounts. Would have been good to actually mention the horses.
Right.
Because she dismounted me. Oh. She dismounts and tells me to get off my horse, too. We tie them up in this gorgeous little clearing, and she tells me to follow this tiny wildlife path and bring our little rechargeable radio. It's one of those you can plug in or wind up, and it also acts as a lantern if you really need it to, but that kills the batteries quickly. Thank you so much for these details, ma'am. I do, and out in the middle of nowhere, there is a large coil of wire sticking out of the ground. The wire itself was not weirdly large, like some buried transmission wire, but small, like 10 or 12 gauge wire for a house. It trailed off into the brush and trees, so naturally, I decided to follow the thing out of curiosity. My cousin trails behind me as I do, and this wire, after coming straight out from the ground, is strung across limbs of trees, then back to the ground. Then it snakes around rocks and finally descends into an outlet. That outlet is mounted on the side of a desk. It looks like a school teacher's desk from when I was growing up, with a metal base and a pseudo-wood plastic top thing. No chair, no building, no nothing. Just this outlet and this desk. I'm staring confusedly at this desk in the middle of a forest when my cousin takes the radio, pulls out the cord, and plugs it into the outlet. It then lit up and started blaring static. The wire was being fed from somewhere. Now, the place where we were had no road access, no buildings for many miles, and no other people around. And yet, there was a live outlet. It was very weird. No spooky jump scares or bodies. Just one lone powered desk in the middle of the woods. I wish I had taken a picture of it. S. Why in the fuck would you not take a picture of the weirdest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life?
Like, someone obviously no-clipped their generator into their campsite in Fallout 76, you know.
Oh, they found the load room where they keep the props. They found like the woods equivalent of the back rooms or something.
The backwoods.
Yeah.
I hear that's where the off comes from.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's deep woods.
Yeah. Dang it, Mike. So here's a question though. What the fuck?
Right?
Yeah.
That is the question, isn't it?
Like what the fuck?
Right?
Like, the cord, like the desk. Okay, somebody left it out there, but the cord. What's it hooked to? Where's the power coming from, gentlemen?
Your mama?
She's not well preserved.
Well, she's spitting in her grave, so.
Yes.
Well, if she heard this show, yes.
I don't know. That's fucking weird, dude. Like, it's weird. Fucking... It would have been, like, great to have a fucking photo or video of it.
I mean, just even a photo of the desk.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the wire. It's suspicious as fuck you didn't take one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know, like, I'm flabbergasted.
And why drag a desk out into the woods like that?
Especially the kind she described, because I had one of those desks in one of my jobs, and my boss offered it to me when he shut the office down. I was like, sure. Tried to pick it up by myself, just one end by myself. I was like, this is staying here till the end of the world.
Yeah, no, they're heavy as fuck.
Yeah, dude. This is like she said, military or school type. That is a heavy fucking desk to drag out in the woods to electrify, y'all.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like,
well, and here's the other thing. Like, whatever you're electrifying, like, you take that with you, but not the desk? Is it because it's so heavy?
Maybe there was a building and the building was destroyed, but the desk survived.
Right.
No, see, this person, they just, they wanted to do some work out in the woods, so they, ran a long-ass extension cord so they can do some work. They just bring their little laptop out there, put it on the desk, sit there, do their work,
Mike,
and, go home.
You just told me who it is. Stephen King.
Oh, yeah.
This is Stephen King's other writing area.
Yeah.
He runs away from Maine, goes out to the middle of Montana, and writes at this fucking desk.
Anything to get away from the internet.
And cocaine. Well, he hasn't done that in a long time, but still.
Yeah, the internet's been his, something he's sworn off for decades.
Yep. So, it's just the weirdest one.
Yeah.
That, like,
bizarre.
I'm inclined, and the thing is, it's so dumb, I'm kind of inclined to believe it.
It's like instead of woods porn, you find woods desk and power.
Yeah, I know.
Would it have been funnier if it was plugged into a tree?
Yes. Like, that is, you know what? You know what this reminds me of? And now for something completely different.
Yeah, it reminds me of something out of, like, Angry Beavers or something.
Yeah, or John Cleese should be sitting behind the desk to introduce the next bit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's so fucking bizarre. It's sketch comedy without the comedy or the sketch.
It's like a punchline to a joke you didn't hear.
Yeah. Hey, if a joke happens in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it have a punchline?
Oh, man.
Yes, the desk.
That's such a weird one, man.
I know, and normally I would have gone for the not deer because they're like, it had the head and body of a cow, and I'm like, I don't feel like reading about a cow this week. And then the desk, I was like, that's it, I'm done. So that's Phantoms and Monsters for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the bizarre story of the desk.
So that was neither a phantom nor a monster.
True.
Yeah, that's true. It was more of a, I don't know, it could be kind of a phantom desk.
You should rename the website Phantoms, Monsters, and Beyond.
Phantoms, Monsters,
play
and
safe.
Desks.
Yeah.
Yep. So, guys, we've got some questions. Not a lot, but a few.
Okay.
And maybe we've already talked about these. I don't know. If these sound familiar, stop me. Let's see. I think I answered the question about Avril Lavigne already that Ghost Forge asked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which we're actually going to talk about that in my next episode a little bit. Let's see. Is the anomaly above this is from Ghost Forge, is the anomaly above the so-called triangle near the mesa at Skinwalker Ranch possibly a white hole? If so, could it be acting as a real-life Maxwell's demon, counteracting entropy by adding energies from someplace else? And is this why aliens are obsessed with the Earth?
Sure.
If it was any kind of cosmological phenomenon like that, Earth would just be fucked.
Oh, we'd be dead.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I think Skinwalker Ranch is? What's causing the weirdness?
Mike Lindell.
The My Pillow guy?
I meant to. That's what came to mind when I realized I should have said the other guy.
Bob Bigelow?
Yeah, Bigelow.
Oh, wow, that is a hell of a mix-up.
I know.
I kind of hope it's the My Pillow guy, actually. But here's the thing. Skinwalker Ranch, I read the book, and it was good. You know, it's well written. It's very informative. It's gripping. It is also the exact plot and circumstances of the movie The Daytime Ended that was in one of the newer seasons of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And it came out before Skinwalker Ranch happened. So you do the math. It's about a couple and their family that move out to a ranch that has aliens and wormholes and monsters show up. And I mean, like, and orbs and stuff. It's Skinwalker Ranch.
You know, here's the thing. I wish that we had our own brand of, like, food, because we could do Tutti Fruit and Comet and Skinwalker Ranch. Perfect for dipping your pizza.
Oh, my God. I want a bottle of Skinwalker Ranch dressing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you for that question. And let's see.
Like, we are going to do a dive into Skinwalker Ranch eventually.
Yeah, and I've read about it. It's just one of those things where, like, I don't know, once they did the TV show about it, I became less inclined. But, so we have a question from Kick-Assatron, and I love this question. Could the, quote, weather balloon from the Roswell incident be sent here as a diversion by hostile aliens to keep us from suspecting them of having nefarious goals in mind?
So, just do a thought experiment. You are the U.S. government, and this weather balloon just appears out of nowhere. That's, you don't remember launching. That's going to scare the fuck out of you.
I love the idea that the UFOs sent a weather balloon to distract us from UFOs.
I'm just picturing, like, a speculative fiction ARG where it's just like an alternate dimension constantly sending weather balloons, and no one can explain it.
Oh my God!
It's just this long history of just weather balloon after weather balloon.
Maybe the Chinese didn't send those for a couple of years ago.
Ooh, it was from another world. I like the idea, but yeah, I don't know. I had an analogy that I thought of when I read this like 2 weeks ago, and now I can't remember. So, yeah, no, I'm willing to go with that one. We'll say it was aliens or extra-dimensional beings sent the weather balloon as a distraction. Yep. And last one is relevant to our last segment. This is from Ghost Forge. For Kevin, is your Lord Kevin of Beef Wellington alias a stealth perverted Dune joke? No.
It would have been Beef Swellington then.
Yes. It would have been Beef Swellington. It's actually just I wanted something that sounded pompous, and it was the first words that came out of my stupid mouth. That's it. That is as much writing as this show gets during Weekend Weird. We are not proud.
I mean, when Mike suggested, like, or no, who was it who suggested the pescatarian episode?
Me.
Because I almost wanted to shoot you because, like, no, we don't do work on these ones. How dare you? How dare you?
That's true. That's very true. Yep. Now, have I talked about the idea of Presbyterian pescatarians?
No.
Nope.
Okay. I like the word Presbyterian pescatarian.
That's the whole idea?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, it's kind of like my Tutti Fruit in common then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So,
okay,
well,
we're reaching now.
We're
Yes.
reaching, and we have not reached anything. So, that is it for this week, guys.
Yay.
Woo! So, before we close this out, David, have you got anything you would like to plug?
No, not particularly. Like, just, get those, again, we're taking just about anything about cryptids, so if you want to, like, do a stick figure doodle of a Bigfoot with a big dick, that's fine too, I suppose.
Yep, go for it, baby.
Yep.
So, yeah. Mike, you got anything you'd like to plug or draw attention to? YouTube channels?
No, got the ball microplastic. We should pay more attention to that.
Definitely.
Like, collectively, do you think we have enough microplastics within us to, like, 3D print a small D&D figure?
Probably not.
I mean, like, the three of us or, like, planetary?
Yeah, like say you take the three of us and put us through a fine mesh strainer to separate, like, the plastic from everything else. Would there be enough plastic to 3D print something?
Well, considering that isn't all the iron in your body basically what you could make one nail out of?
Something like that.
I think we have even less plastic than that.
So it'd be like the plastic around the nail for when you have the nails for the nail gun.
Yeah, all
Okay.
three of us put together.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Or like, maybe if we made a screw,
You probably have...
we could have the wall mount for drywall for the screw.
I would probably think that in your whole body, you probably have enough microplastics to make, like, maybe a shoelace aglet. I say
Mike
that just
knows
because I
that
wanted
word.
to say the word shoelace aglet.
Yeah, I figured. Very nice. Thank you, Mike.
Well,
So,
I smart.
yeah, Mike Smart.
SMRT.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I want to say thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this. We appreciate all the support everyone's been giving us, and we hope you will continue to listen because, god dang, we're having fun. So, until next time, don't forget to head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You can find a link to our Discord, our Patreon, our store, and everything else you might want to know about the show, and you can listen to all of our previous episodes and episodes of the Distraction Hole there. That is, once again, supernatpod.rocks. So, we'll be back next week with another Weekend Weird, followed by me tormenting Mike and David with a hellish book. So, until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sorry about the microplastics, guys. That's depressing.
It
It's
is.
a little... I mean, I wouldn't say it's
It's a
depressing,
downer.
but it's definitely a downer.
I like that it's taken me 4 years to get the outro figured out.
Hey, if that's the one you want to run with.
Yep. Wow, thanks. Go milk your balls of plastic.